I'm proud to announce that the RDF Tactics YouTube channel has teamed up with OneFootball. It's a great footballing app. If you haven't tried it out before, then make sure you do. It's free, so why not? You have nothing to lose, and the link is in the description below. My personal favourite thing about the app is receiving the latest news, transfer rumours, tracking live scores, but also, and of course, getting match stats so I can make videos just like this one. There's a video section as well. It's a pretty cool app where you can watch football highlights, historic moments, and even post or pre-match conferences. I'm currently using the app to receive news on my favourite team, as you have the option to do so. It's a really good app to get your daily football updates and football news. So give it a go. It's completely free, and I promise you, you won't look back. And remember, the link is in the description below. Last week, Hansi Flick announced his decision to leave Bayern Munich come the end of the season. The likeliest man to come in and replace him, RB Leipzig's Julian Nagelsmann. But how would Julian Nagelsmann revolutionise Bayern Munich? These are some of the German's key principles of play and what he might add to die rotten next season. This tactical analysis is brought to you by the Mastermind site and myself. In this video, we are going to talk about the key principles of Julian Nagelsmann's play, and in Football Manager, we are going to test a Julian Nagelsmann tactic at Bayern Munich. Let's just see how well they do. Let's see if Julian Nagelsmann can bring some success to the Bavarian club. Also, if you are new or you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment if you have any recommendations or any feedback. But for now, let's get started. Julian Nagelsmann has used the back three at both his Bundesliga clubs, easing into a 3-1-4-2 or 3-4-2-1 at Leipzig this season, after favouring a back four in his first season at the club. With Hoffenheim, the German manager used the 3-1-4-2 throughout his time in charge, even leading them to the UEFA Champions League for the first time in their history. The back three system allows Nagelsmann's side to keep possession, while looking to achieve numerical superiorities in both wide and central areas at different moments. In these systems of play, they also condense themselves close together, with the defenders well within the opposition's half in attacking phases and the strikers dropping back to help in defensive phases. Bayern, on the other hand, haven't really played in a back three formation since Pep Guardiola, and even under the Spaniard, it was a rarity. It would mark a change if the 33-year-old were to transfer that formation over to the Bavarian club, but it could be a very positive change. Alphonso Davies, for example, would likely to work even better as a wing-back, while Benjamin Pavard and Lucas Hernandez would be perfect fits for the outside centre-back positions. Thomas Müller is intelligent enough with his movement to adapt to any system of play, while Joshua Kimmich would also dominate the midfield as the number 6. It may be the case where Nagelsmann eases his player into a back three over time and stick to what they are most comfortable with in his first season in charge, as he did with Leipzig. But the Bavarians could be in for some innovative tactics that they've never really seen before if they hire the 33-year-old. Julian Nagelsmann is a press and possess coach. Leipzig look to control games through quick, short passes, stretching the field and opening up the game. Then, immediately after losing the ball, they look to win it back as quickly as possible. The team's approach to have all of their players in the same half aids in both their ability to combine in possession and their ability to win the ball back. When the team press, they look to force the opposition into wide areas. The wing backs, outside centre backs and central midfielders will then work together to stop attacks if the strikers haven't stopped the opposition already. In the 3-1-4-2, it is particularly easy for a team like Leipzig or Hoffenheim to fulfill this agenda, as the two strikers and central midfielders are naturally in the way to stop the opposition from playing passes into central channels. Their positioning of their players remain in close proximity and hold true to their attacking roles also allows the team to have natural outlets to break in transition and attacks. For example, in a pressing diamond on Leipzig's left side, the left striker might be involved in the press as the right striker remains high and central. If the team succeed in their press, the right striker is in a great position to help the team to have a quick route to the goal. Leipzig have also impressed massively as a possession-based team under Nagelsmann, achieving 57% possession in their matches this season. They've also completed the same amount of short passes per game as Bayern Munich, 541. The Red Bulls often attempt to break the lines by playing through central channels, with the joint most vertical approach to their attacks this league alongside Borussia Mönchengladbach. But while Gladbach are a counter-pressing side and complete most dribbles, Leipzig's centrality is purely down to controlling the game and breaking the opposition down through the attacking quartet, 2 attacking midfielders and 2 strikers. It's also not as though they only attack through central of the pitch, still maintaining the width with wing-backs like Angelino and Tyler Adams. With this press and possess mentality, Nagelsmann is a natural fit for Bayern Munich. Given that he's achieved 57% possession this season with Leipzig, it's almost scary to think how much dominance his Bayern team might have. The 33-year-old manager might even take the notion of controlling matches to near Guardiola levels and implement innovative tactics we've never seen before. The deal to sign the Leipzig manager is likely to happen in the next few days to weeks, as Nagelsmann looks set to become the most expensive managerial signing in the history of the game. But that wraps up the tactical analysis brought to you by the Mastermind. Make sure you check out the site, the link will be in the description below. But we're now going to go into Football Manager to check out how a Nagelsmann tactic did with Bayern Munich. Did they succeed? Let's find out. Welcome back to Football Manager, and here we have 3 Nagelsmann tactics. I like to spoil you guys. So we have the 4-2-3-1, we have the 3-1-4-2, and we also have the 3-4-2-1. I think I said that twice. So we have the 3-1-4-2 and we also have the 3-4-2-1. As you would have noticed, most of the team instructions, or all the team instructions, are technically the same. The difference is the formation, the shape, and the player roles and duties. So we're going to go through the 3 tactics very quickly, then we're going to check out some of the results. These tactics of course will be downloadable as well, the link will be in the description. So in goal in the 4-2-3-1 we have the sweeper keeper on the support duty, left back we have a wing back on the attack duty, right back is the full back on the support duty. You will be able to see the team instructions on the screen, so you can just copy them if you don't download the tactic. In central defence we have a ball playing defender and we also have a central defender. For our midfield pivot we have a deep lying playmaker, alongside him we have a ball winning midfielder on the defend duty. On either flanks we have an inverted winger, both on the support duty. In between them we have an advanced playmaker, and lastly up top we have a complete forward. For the 3-1-4-2, similar, we have a sweeper keeper in goal, but this time we have 3 central defenders. 2 of them are central defenders, the one in the middle is a ball playing defender. At left wing back we have now a complete wing back. On the right wing back we have an inverted wing back on the automatic duty. Now because we have no other player on this flank, mainly he will be looking to maintain his width, but hopefully if the Mazzala does move out into the wider flanks, the inverted wing back can do some covering in central midfield. In the defensive midfield position we have a deep lying playmaker. In central midfield we have a ball winning midfielder alongside a Mazzala on the attacking duty. Up top lastly we have a pressing forward on the support duty, alongside him we have a pressing forward on the attacking duty. Lastly, for the 3rd tactic, again we have 3 defenders. The one in the middle is the ball playing defender, the 2 outside ones are central defenders. The wing backs are the same as the previous tactic. In central midfield we now have a deep line playmaker on the defend duty, the ball winning midfielder on the support duty, the 2 attacking midfielders. One is the attacking midfielder on the support duty, the other is a shadow striker on the attacking duty, and up top lastly we have a pressing forward on the attacking duty. For the team instructions, for the mentality, we are on positive. The attacking width is on very narrow, so we are channeling our play in central areas. For the approach play, we are passing into the space, and we do have focus down both flanks. Now we are aiming to get some overloads on both flanks as well, but like in the analyst, the play isn't just on central areas, we also can play down the flanks if needed. We are also using play out from the defence. The passing directness is set to shorter, but the tempo is set to extremely high, and in the final third we are using whipped crosses alongside being more expressive. In transition, of course, when the possession has been lost we are going to counter press. When the possession has been won we will make our counter movement. The goalkeeper in possession, he will distribute it quickly and distribute it to the centre backs. Lastly, out of possession, the defensive shape, we are using a standard line of engagement. It's mainly to plug the holes. Now if we do use a higher line of engagement, or much higher, then the gap between the central midfield and the defence is just way too big. Our pressing can be beaten way too easily if the opponents opt to play more direct passes. So we are using a standard line of engagement, but those players are still going to be positioned high, and we are using a much higher defence line. For the present intensity, we are using extremely urgent and prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and that is the exact same for all three tactics. So that's the tactics wrapped up. We are now going to look at the competitions. So for the competitions, the Bundesliga, we managed to win the Bundesliga. We played 34 games, we won 28, we drew 5 and lost 1, getting a points tally of 89, scoring 85 and only conceding 16. So we had the highest points per game, of course we did. We had the most shots at goal with the fewest shots against us. For the pass completion, we came in second to RB Leipzig. And for the average possession, we didn't do too bad. We had 54% of the average possession. You can also see here as well for the expected goals, Bayern Munich 71.08 expected goals throughout the season. For the top goal scorers in the league, Haaland was the top goal scorer with 28, but Lewandowski came in 4th with 19 goals, but only did play 25 times and only 23 starts. For the most assists though, we did have Joshua Kimmich on 14, Alphonso Davies on 11 and David Alaba on 8. For the most man of the match awards, Alphonso Davies and Kimmich both had 4 each. For the most key passes, Joshua Kimmich is there. For the best pass completion, Nicolas Soule is on 97%. For the most tackles won, we have nobody there. For the most dribbles made, Alphonso Davies with 23. For the most clean sheets, we have Manuel Neuer on 22 clean sheets, and he also has the fewest conceded. So back to the competitions. For the DFB Pokal, we got knocked out in the quarter-final. In the Champions League, we got knocked out in the group stages. Completely my fault. I like to rotate in the cup games, and for some odd reason in Football Manager, our players are just not fit. Before we even played 10 matches, some of our players needed to go on a week's holiday. They needed a break. For some odd reason, I don't know why, and this happened throughout the season. So what ended up happening is, in the Champions League and the Europa League, because obviously we had to play Europa League, I had to play a lot of youngsters. Players like Musiala ended up playing a lot of games because they had to play in the cup competitions, mainly because our first team players weren't fit enough to play midweek and on the weekend. It's so odd to me that players like Kimmich, if we go to Kimmich, it's so odd to me that his stamina and natural fitness is both on 18, his determination is on 17, but he just can't play midweek and on the weekend. Completely odd. So what ended up happening again in the Europa League, we got knocked out by Benfica. We won the first leg 3-1 and then we lost the second leg 4-1. Absolutely outrageous. In the UEFA Super Cup, we managed to win that though, and we managed to win the DFL Super Cup. So we can actually go through the schedules as well to check. So in the group stages of the Champions League, 0-0, then we lost 2-0 away to Atletico Madrid. We went on a good run. We beat Lokomotiv 1-0, then 3-0. But then we lost to Dynamo Zagreb 2-0 away, and then we beat Atletico Madrid 2-0 at home. In the Europa League, as we can see here, we beat Benfica 3-1 at home, but then we lost 4-1 away, playing a heavy rotated team because our players just wasn't fit enough to play most of these games. As we can see here, look, we had a match on Thursday the 11th, then a match on the Sunday the 14th, 3 days later again we had another match, and then 3 days later again we had another match. So from Boca Juniors to Arminia Bielefeld to Krasnodar to Frankfurt, those games we were playing every 3 days. It was just too much for our players, we weren't fit enough, and it did affect our performances in the cup competitions. But for Bayern Munich, who were the top goal scorers, of course Lewandowski with 25 goals, Thomas Muller scoring 21, Serge Gnabry scoring 16 and Leroy Sané scoring 10. For the most creative players, Joshua Kimmich with 18 assists in all competitions, Alphonso Davies with 14 assists, David Alaba with 9, Leroy Sané with 6 and Thomas Muller with 6, also Tolisso with 6. And before we end this video, we are going to look at the analyst report. So we can see here for the attacking efficiency, Bayern Munich were aggressive and clinical. For the general performance in the Bundesliga, we outperformed the average. Of course we did, we are by far an average side. For our defending efficiency, we can see here we were quiet and impenetrable. So we were very good defending and very good going forward. Also, to compare the three formations that were used as well, as we can see here, the 4-2-3-1 wide was used, the 5-2-2-1 was used, and the 5-3-2 was used as well. Of course they were. So with this shape here, we started 15 times. This shape here, we started 11. This was my least favorite, and you can tell with the amount of matches we started with. And for the 4-2-3-1, we used that the most, 24 times. So for the 4-2-3-1, we created a chance every 46 minutes. For the 5-3-2, we created a chance every 42 minutes. And for the 5-2-2-1, we can see was the least effective. We created a chance every 51 minutes. There was also a chance against every 73 minutes. For the 4-2-3-1, there was a chance against every 94 minutes. And for the 5-3-2, there was a chance against every 128 minutes. So it looks like the 5-3-2 was actually the most effective. My personal favourite was the 4-2-3-1. The least favourite and the least effective was the 5-2-2-2-1. So I wouldn't really recommend using that one. If you want to play like Nagelsmann, I guess, then I would opt to use these two tactics here. But unfortunately, that wraps up this little testing video, how Bayern Munich could do under Nagelsmann. For me, I didn't do particularly well. I didn't do the best, especially in the cup competitions, but in Bundesliga, we walked it. We were by far the strongest teams, and the players individually, they performed well. Hopefully Nagelsmann in real life can do a lot better than what I did in Football Manager. We hope so. But that wraps up this video. If you are new or you haven't yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and leave a comment if you have any recommendations or any feedbacks. I will see you soon, and please stay safe. See ya.